Hello there YouTube, it's Jason, also known as BlackBeanBoi, and today I am back with another video. So today is Thursday, May 14th, 2020. I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. The premise of today's vlog is something really interesting and cool. So basically, I'm going to be showing you guys my little music book collection that I have, my little mini music library, right down here under my record player. This is my record player in stereo, and I have a bunch of music books down here. I'm not talking about like guitar books or books that teach you how to like play music. These are books that you just read, you know, like normal books. They don't have like sheet music in them or stuff like that. So I'm gonna go through these books and show you them all. A lot of them are really cool, and I got some music playing. I'm playing the best of John Coltrane to go along with this. So here we go. First book in my library is this David Bowie A to Z book. It's really cool. Basically, it goes through the alphabet, and for every letter they have a different thing about David Bowie. So like A is for Aladdin Sane, which is an album of his, and then it has all these facts and cool historical stuff. B for Berlin, for his Berlin period. This book is really awesome. Fashion. What does that say? For Newly. Rebel Rebel. Yeah, so this book is awesome. I highly recommend, if you're a David Bowie fan, that you check out this beautiful. It's kind of like a picture book, but it has a lot of facts in it. So if you're a Bowie fan, definitely check out that book. The next two books I have over here are for my school. This is my jazz textbook for school, and it just goes through the history of jazz. It's more of like a textbook with like listening examples, and then I have this jazz book over here. This is more of a formal book. It's not a textbook, it's more of just a formal book about the whole history of jazz music. This book is awesome. I have a lot of music books. The next book that I have is, I got this when I was in high school. It's called Listening to the Future, and it's about progressive rock, 1968 to 78. And it has a lot of really interesting information on progressive rock. And this book is actually pretty out there. The author just doesn't talk about music. He talks about like philosophy and a whole bunch of other things that relate to the music, which is really, really interesting. Look, there's Jethro Tull on the cover. And then there's Robert Fripp from King Crimson. I highly recommend this book. It's amazing. That's the author right there. See, it says he's Bill Martin, social theorist. He's a social theorist and a musician. The next book I have, the next book is this is a Jim Morrison poetry book. The poems in here, look, there he is. The poems in here are amazing. They're out of this world. I highly recommend that if you're into poetry, you check out Jim Morrison's poetry, or if you're a Doors fan, you should definitely check it out. The next book I have, this is actually my mom's book. She's had it since like the 80s or the 90s. Basically, this is the autobiography of Jim Morrison from the Doors. That guy right there from that book. And this book is amazing too. It talks about his whole life. He had such a rich and interesting life. If you're definitely a Doors fan, or if you're into classic rock, you should definitely check out this book. And it has a lot of interesting pictures in it too, a lot of awesome pictures. So yeah. The next book I have is for my school. It's the Music Business Handbook. It's edition number 9. This book is very useful if you're getting into like music, or if you're getting into music business. This book has been published since like the 70s, I think, and there's even a newer version than this one. This one's actually outdated to today's standards now, even though I got it like a year ago. But there's a lot of interesting stuff about how to get into the music industry, and how one of my favorite chapters is on film scoring, and it just talks about like all the legal stuff behind music and copyright and all that stuff. So I highly recommend this if you're a musician. You should definitely give it a read. You don't actually have to read through the whole book. You could just go to like a chapter. like if you want to learn about like concert production, or if you want to learn about record labels, or basically how to score, like how to get into the film scoring business. Anything, any questions you have about the music industry, you could just go to the table of contents and it will answer it for you. It's a very helpful book. This one I got while I was in high school too for a project that I did in senior year about prog rock. This book is amazing too. It basically details the history of progressive rock. It has a lot of awesome pictures, and it just answers a lot of questions you might have about the music, because not a lot of people know what the progressive rock era was. It was an era. It's still going on now, but the actual real progressive rock, classic progressive rock, was an actual era in time. Obviously, art continues on, but that was the golden years of prog rock. You know, like people still make classical music, but there was a golden age for that. Same as jazz music and rock and all that stuff. So the next book, sorry, I'm dropping them all. The next book is The Rose That Grew from the Concrete. And this is a book of Tupac Shakur's poems. And they actually have pictures of his actual poems that he wrote down. And he would draw pictures in them and stuff. It's a beautiful book. And his poetry is amazing, and he's the greatest rapper of all time. Don't at me in the comments, because he actually is the greatest rapper of all time, because he actually used his brain. I'm not saying other rappers don't use their brain, but he was ahead of his time, and he was a genius. Okay, so the next book is another book from my school. It's called The Enjoyment of Music. This basically details music from the beginning of time, from like ancient Greece and ancient Rome up until the modern times, and it's just amazing. Like they talk about like atonal music towards the end, and just the modern and postmodernism music. It's just it's a once you get to the end of this book is very informative when it goes through like the classical and romantic period. But I'd say after, when it gets into the music of the 1900s, it just blows my mind. It's amazing. I highly recommend this if you just want a good music history book. It goes through the history of music up until now pretty good. The next book over here is The Show That Never Ends. This is a very popular book about prog rock, the rise and fall. But this book is also very controversial. There's pictures in there. It's a very controversial book, but it still has a lot of good information in it. I think that I prefer the other one, Listening to the Future, better, because this one just gives you like a good detailed history, but Listening to the Future actually like talks about like philosophy and the social aspect of the music and what was going on at the time. This one is way more mind-blowing than this one. This one just gives you straightforward history. So if you just want a straightforward history, this one does its job. But this one is really out there and amazing. So both really good books though on progressive rock. This one goes more into depth on progressive music too. This one is just strictly rock. The next one is a book about the Moody Blues and their lyrics. If you're a fan of the Moody Blues, I highly recommend this. Basically, it talks about the Moody Blues and just everything about them, how they made their music and their sound. And then it goes into depth, and the author analyzes the lyrics to lots and lots of Moody Blues songs. Because a lot of the Moody Blues songs are very philosophical, as you can see why I like philosophy and stuff like that. A lot of their songs are very philosophical, and they're not straight to the point lyrically. They're very out there lyrically, which is a good thing because it's open to interpretation. Basically, the author just gives his interpretation on the lyrics. It doesn't mean it's correct or incorrect, but he does a good job at it, and I think it's a pretty good book. It's pretty straightforward. And the last book over here is another book that I had from my school, my college. This book is amazing too. It's called Worlds of Music, and basically it just talks about non-Western music from like every part of the world imaginable. They have like a whole chapter on India, Eastern Europe. Let me go to the chapters. The author is brilliant. African music. This book definitely opened up my mind to the possibility of or not possibility, but just the traditions of like India and Africa and the Philippines and gamelan music. It's just opened my mind up so much more, and it's a great book. There's good pictures, and it gives you a lot of really good information that I did not know before. If you're a musician, I highly recommend this. If you're looking to expand your musical horizons, definitely check out Worlds of Music. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for the video. My CD that I put in, I started this song when the video started. This song is still going on, guys. That's the beauty of John Coltrane. The song is 13 minutes. So other than that, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I hope you didn't find this video too boring. I know that my fellow musicians out there, or people that just love learning, or people who just love listening to music, they will definitely get a kick out of this video. So if you did, leave a like, leave a comment down below and tell me if you have any interesting music books, or if you have any favorite books that you own. I would love to know. It's always good to read and to learn. I try to learn something new every day. So other than that, I hope you're having a great Thursday. I will be back with another video tomorrow because I'm a daily vlogger. Other than that, I'm Jason, also known as BlackBeanBoi. Today was Thursday, May 14th, 2020. I hope you're having a great day. Bye-bye.